Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa, where we review reality TV shows in Africa that I'm watching. And this particular review is for Nairich episode 7. Yes, we're already on episode 7, and whew, let's just get into it, y'all. I usually like to start my review with a rating. If you're new here, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's okay. I like the episodes the way they're flowing, short, sweet, and to the point. Now we start off the episode with the cliffhanger from last week, where Risper is introducing her friend Phoina to a new man who she thinks they're well suited. She says they're friends. They've been friends for 10 years. Risper and the guy. He pulls up, and lo and behold, Obina. What a downer. Honestly, I don't see them as a match, and I just think he's there for clout. Honestly, he just agreed to sign the NDA and be part of the show. Otherwise, they seem to have history, like they flirted before and whatnot, but I don't see him being her type, to be honest. Rispa leaves them to it, and they catch up, they flirt, and he asks her out on a date to the gym, and she's just like, like in my head, we know Phoina is not a gym girly. He'd have easily just taken her out on a nice meal or something, unique or something different. But gym, anyway. Next scene is Rispa. Rispa takes us back to her humble beginnings in Resambu. It's a part of Nairobi, where she says she lived for a while when, she was struggling through life with her oldest child. And at some point she moved back there when she fell out with her politician ex-boyfriend who snatched up her car. I guess she's talking about Zahir. Anyways, she goes to meet her friend who they grew up with and has a salon there, and they go sit by the roadside to eat some street food. It looked quite yummy, and the lady who's selling the food, they know her, and they're catching up, and she's just I like this scene because it was just giving us a bit of her humble beginnings. She's brought her big range to to the hood, so to speak, and it was such a full circle moment, honestly, to know that she's come from there, and it's a reminder for her to never want that back, to go back to that place and back in that time, with the struggle, just narrating how she used to sell tripe, and she didn't have a fridge, and if buying it raw, people in the public transport not wanting to sit next to her because it stinks, making sure she has to clear the stock, otherwise she'd have to eat all that remainder because no fridge. Damn, the girl has really struggled through these streets. So big up to her for where she is, and it actually makes sense, in the scene where she's with her mans at the end, and why upset she is with him for trying to get her to stop doing what she likes or how she makes her money, which is hosting, because Amber is well aware, and it's not lost on her, that men are temporary, but your struggle, your hustle is yours. This guy is not there. Where will she get her money? She is the breadwinner. That means she takes care of her parents, she takes care of her extended family and her nuclear family where she grew up. So and she didn't want a situation. She says she was in a situation where her man was previously, her ex was giving her money to take care of her family, and the disrespect was coming there, So Amber is one girl who is all about her own money, despite having a rich man. Rich man is a plus. Her own money is number one, numero uno. Yeah, we see Rispa with her friend who's struggling with her weight. And Rispa is the kind of girl who's like, girl, I can plug you. You can lose as much weight as you want. And you see this girl is struggling with her self-esteem. You can see her telling Rispa about how she's being disrespected by her current man. And let me say this, girls, love the body and skin that you're in, because a man should not be your end all and be all, and shouldn't be the one who gives you your value or your worth. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Rispa is just TV gold. Like the way she's explaining how much weight she's lost and what she's not happy with her body parts, and the sexual innuendos with her husband and how things are. She's just hilarious. She is reality TV gold. Honestly, she's the best mix of humor, rawness, realness. Like, even the fact that she just stood up in her confessional and showed us her bum and kind of jiggled it on the screen is just as real as it gets. Honestly, love her. Hilarious. Dope babe. Dope babe. Messy, but dope. Yeah, then we see Obina and Phoina meet for their date. Yeah, we see Phoina on her date with Obina, and honestly that date was just a flop from A to Z. Just the fact that he was insisting on coming to her home. I mean, honestly guys, as a woman, as a woman who lives on her own, me bringing you into my space is a big deal. So I understand Phoina, and Nairobi these days is so dangerous. It's so volatile. Men are doing crazy things to women in their homes. We've heard of those, unalivings of women in apartments. So I can understand where Phoina's reservations are coming from with that. She was willing to bring him, but not just yet. Like, let them go on different dates, restaurants, maybe go for quad bikes, just different things. Like, there's so much to do rather than going to someone's home, But obviously she knows what his agenda is, and it's very rather obvious. You know what I'm saying? When you're coming to someone's house, what else are you guys going to do? And she's definitely not ready for that with him. It's still like premature. Anyway, it looked like he was a bit peeved by that and put off. He gives the vibes of the kind of guy who, I get what I want, and if you're not gonna give it to me, then be gone. And you know what? I like that Phoina was like, it's cool and bye. I doubt we'll be seeing them together again, and if we do, I'll be very disappointed. Like I said, and I wanted someone like Otile Brown for her, he's just more of her vibe in terms of the way they look, like height-wise, and I don't know, I just feel. The business meeting with Amber and her team, and they're talking numbers. Of course, this is where now you see, like, how rich these people are. I mean, I was quite surprised that the club hostings are give her 50k. I mean, if you're doing 50k, 50,000 shillings Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 3 weekends in a row, that's a good chunk of change. It's not quite little money. So I can understand why Amber got upset when she took her hubby for dinner. She wanted to celebrate a few things that he'd won access to one of his sons. And she was, treating him out to a night out of dinner, and obviously probably wanted to kind of, because one of the things that was discussed at her business meeting was one of the club hostings wanted her to come with her husband. Apparently, him showing up with her is a crowd puller, so she was trying to see how to convince him. I guess maybe that was part of why she was taking him for dinner. But he was actually not for the idea, and if anything, it seems like they've had a prior conversation about him not liking the fact that she's doing the club hostings. But here is what I'll say. When you see a man telling you I'll pay you what they're paying you, I feel like he's not respecting her hustle. I mean, fine, he can decide he doesn't like the club hosting, but she should not stop the club hosting just because he doesn't like it. She should venture into, in fact, I wish for her should adventure into even the international ones like Vera, where she goes and does, like US tours, Canada tours. Like, that's the kind of thing I see for Amber. But I mean, having a man sometimes really ties you down as a woman. Honestly, it kind of holds you back as a woman. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have a man. I'm just saying you should have the right kind of guy who will enable you, who will, promote your industriousness, because Amber is very clear, and get it right, Mr. Rapudo, that she is not about to give up her bag for you, or because you said she should. And I really respect her for that, because Amber knows where she's come from. In fact, the fact that she took us back to where she was from is a testament to why she never wants to go back there. But anyway, Amber, don't stop. Don't stop doing your shows. If you stop, supplement it with something equally as good or even better. But don't sit at home because a man has told you, I'll pay you the same amount as that gig. Nah. And I liked her logic. She was like, if I sit at home, I miss a few gigs here and there, clubs will stop calling me and I'll be forgotten and I won't get those gigs anymore. So, nah, don't do that. I'm interested to see how they'll resolve this fight because these two are always getting into tiffs. But let's see how that goes next week. That's pretty much my review. I like the drama. I like what is coming up next week. I can see Risper's husband there trying to cause a bit of a kerfuffle, asking for a baby just as she's gotten her body done. Woo! Isn't that a trigger? But anyways, join me next time for my next week's review of next week's episode. My next video will probably be of Mummy Club because I'm watching that Sugar and Spice. Mummy Club Sugar and Spice. Catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, your morning, your afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this or whenever you're watching this. And catch you on my next one. Bye.